Hi everyone, it's Sam, back with a tasty bite-sized video for you today, sharing how I did this lovely Snowdrop themed weekly spread, one of my absolute favourites. We go from the painting through to how I actually draw the snowdrop motif in the corner and how I got that beautiful gradient that looks like a sunrise, through to colouring of the actual flowers, and then the finishing touches, which include stamps and gel pens. It's a quick and easy one, so let's get started. The first thing to do is to choose the colours. I want it to look like a morning sunrise where the stars are still out in the sky, so I chose an orangey red colour and a cobalt blue. Orange and blue are on opposite sides of the colour wheel, so you'll get some beautiful muted blues and oranges, and when you mix them with the white they become beautiful pastels. I'd recommend you looking at last week's video, specifically the chapter on colour theory, where I go into it in a bit more detail. I've made sure that the paint mix is very runny so that I can actually blend the two colours together easily. This is the orange colour, the pale orange, going in the centre, and now you'll just see me blend with my large square brush, everything's linked below, to get that morning sunrise look. Now let's get the hairdryer to it as quick as we can, and this is a watercolour trick where you stretch the paper while you're drying it, so I use the little clips and use that to stretch my bullet journal paper while I use the hairdryer. It makes it really nice and flat and usable, which I need it to be able to start my pencil sketch. Here I've started with a tapered leaf and I'm now drawing the stem and a drooping flower head. I wanted a more open flower with 3 petals for the main snowdrop. Odd numbers is always best when you're planning a composition. However, it will take a little bit of trial and error as you try and work out what's the best look for the picture you're trying to get. That's why I like to use a 2H pencil, since it's really easy to erase, which makes life easier for us, doesn't it? I'm happy with this little grouping, and I just add a few more leaves and then add my quote. Magic happens when you do not give up, even if you want to. This is actually a quote to encourage me that week to stick to a diet and a health kick, which I was struggling with. So it was really apt. But that's also why I love bullet journals. They really reflect what's going on in your life in a given week or on a given day. So here I'm using my pastel green brush pen to colour in the stems and the grass. And then I use a brighter coloured fine liner pen to go over the stems and create a two-tone look. The fine liner is particularly good for drawing in the spiky grass. Now I'm outlining the whole composition with a black fine liner pen. It's the permanent ones by Staedtler. It's linked below. This will really set off the composition and make it stand out in the corner of the page. I chose to use my white gel pen, the broad tip one, when it came to painting the flowers, because it's so beautiful and opaque, and it almost stood up off the page like a 3D effect, which I loved. Here is a reminder for next week's video. It's going to be my March 2021 setup. It'll be a longer video than this one, no doubt, but it should be fun. So back to the snowdrops. I'm using a blue brush pen to add more intense blue colour for that corner of the page. And here you see me trying with a brush to blend that colour out, but it doesn't work. So I decided to use a very watery mix of the pastel blue to go over the brush pen, and I found the brush pen then did blend with the paint beautifully to create that beautiful gradient. So I did the same again for the top of the page, and I think you'll agree it does look really pretty. I love it sometimes when happy accidents turn out better than you hoped. Here I'm just adding my quote and using my black pen and white gel pen to go over any areas the paint caught, and just to define everything and make it look clean. And now for one of my favourite parts, which is embellishing the whole page with stars and snowflakes using my trusty white gel pen. Just a reminder to subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying this content. I am going to be posting weekly as often as I can with bullet journal weekly spreads and setups and more artwork. I am really enjoying sharing my bullet journal process with you all and have more tutorials and eye candy planned for your viewing pleasure. So now let's continue with embellishing the bullet journal spread, this time with some stamps. All the supplies are linked below, but I really wanted to use some days of the week stamps just to try them out in this particular spread. I'm using VersaFine Clair stamping inks. They're very effective for fine stamps and getting those details in. I love those stars along the top of the page, and it really sets off the days of the week and the blue brush pen. This bullet journal spread ended up being one of my absolute favourites to come back to, and it was very easy to journal and doodle all over this page, not a problem at all. I hope you love it as much as I do and consider giving it a go. It is one of my easier spreads, so do think about giving it a try. I have become addicted to painting all the background pages of my bullet journal. It has all been a bit of an adventure really, especially for me as an artist and a painter already. It's been a real dream come true. And may I say thank you for coming on this journey with me. I'm just using the blue brush pen to highlight the quote and the areas around the flower to make it stand out that bit more. And that's the spread finished. Here's where else to find us on the web, and I look forward to seeing you next time.